Hey, quick little video today. I'm doing some install on some VS Customs parts and we're going to have a look. So I'm working on my D110 today and I've got almost the whole thing done. One of the things that I've never liked about this kit is that in the firewall there's this big gap from Raffee right there in beside the motor, and there's another one on the other side. And so we've got some pretty cool parts to look at today. Tim at VS Customs designed up this little piece here, which actually is made to fit perfectly onto the CMAX Defender 110. This thing actually fits into the firewall just behind the motor, so I'll be able to cover up all that goop in the back. And then I've got a battery tray on it now, and I've got a spot for the brake booster, which he also supplied. And so there's the little brake booster kit that's made for this, and this really fantastic battery that he's printed up with some great little cable ends. And so today we're going to do an install. So on this body here, I've got the body attached with the rear crossmember bumper here. There's these three big tabs that go in the back. So I've got to take off my D-ring holder here in the back, my tow hook, because I've got these 4 screws here that actually go right through, and they attach right through into the back of the cross member. So I've got to take them out, and I've got to take out these 4 screws right here, which are attached into the lower floor pans, and then the body just comes right off. So pretty simple setup in order to get this off. And I'm going to get a little wrench for these. Pull these off. So there's the last one. You can see what I mean. I just had some long screws right through there, and they fit right through. This is a nylon, the Shapeways nylon bumper that we have on our Shapeways store called GCM Racing 1. Actually, the GCM Racing without the 1. The 1 is the YouTube channel. So this has 2 little screws right here in the front corners. I'm going to pull these out. We added these here as just sort of optional mounts. I mean, I knew this thing was going to get abused and used, you know, driven hard, put away wet kind of thing. So, and it does. Now this will just come right off. And you can see here, it's off the sides too. There's nothing holding it down. And then in the back, it's got those 3 clips, so I just have to push that ahead a little bit and lift it up. That's it. There we go. So there's the entire thing, right there. And this thing just sits right down on top of that, just like that. That was it. Done. Really clean. Really, really, really clean to get that off and on. And then there's no lights or anything. If I had my lights in here, then I would just put a plug at the back so I could undo them really easily. I would probably put the plug in the back battery box here. This is where the battery is here. You can just open the clip and your battery goes right in there. This is all stuff from the Shapeways store, made for this kit. So that's it. There's the running gear. My ESC is glued on here on the side. And then we've got the there's a weird looking thing. We've got the receiver here. Of course, the motor and the scale drivetrain from the CMAX. You can see it's pretty straightforward. 2 big long floor pans for sliders and keep the dirt out. And then I'm using the TM8 axles, the 8 version. The TM8 version has an 8-bolt cover. The TMX looks like a 44. And so it's a couple of different styles, but basically the same axle. Now, this thing here has the VS Customs front fenders in it. These are pretty fantastic, I'm not going to lie. They fit an exact match. They were designed to fit onto the CMAX and the Defender series of bodies from, I guess it would be Raffee. So there's the perfect fit fenders. And now what we're going to do is actually drop this on. This will sit right behind it here, right around the motor, just like that. Pretty much exactly made to fit. I mean, this is how it was done, right? The cool thing is that Tim's got one of these, so I'm not actually like just pulling this out of my hat that it was a miraculous fit. He actually has the same thing, the same vehicle. You can check it out on his VS Customs channel. So when he designed the part, he obviously designed it to fit. There's this is the air intake, like a gap in the print here all the way around, and that just clears that intake tube at the back so that the motor can be in the proper position in the engine bay. That just sits in there like that. Done. Now, you see how it works on the chassis. We'll get this thing out of the way, and you can see how it works on the body. The body, basically the same story. You see the big hole here. There's a great big gaping hole, and there's another big one here, and that just gets completely covered up with this thing. So push this thing in here. Basically you can just squish it in like that, and there you go. So you can see where the silver wires are that I covered or painted onto the print. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Let me see if I can give you a different view here. So that just seals the firewall right off. Seals it right off. And I should still be able to drop this in to the chassis and get the exact same fitment. I haven't even glued it yet, but we're going to give that a try first. I want to make sure it'll fit. We'll slide this on and make sure that it's actually down and in there properly. And the front, the same. My intake tube, it needs to move out of the way a little bit to get this down all the way. There we go. I just had to kind of push it. There we go. Did we get it? Yep. So there, the back's in. The sides are down again. It's all flat. And we've got this in here. Let me try to show you that. You can see the battery mount right here. And the firewall is all filled in now. Looking super spiffy in there. Oh yeah. Wonderful. So, what I'll do now is just pop that out and put the brake booster on it. And then I can drop the battery in anytime. That just sits in there like this. Done. So, you know, there's the spot for the battery. Just sort of sits in there. No problem. Covered over, lots of room. And then I can add all my scale wiring and all that other stuff in there. So it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Tim does some really good work here. This is a fantastic print too. It's this is not a Shapeways print. It's a I don't know. I guess it's PLA. It's even got the little, you know, bumps on the bottom of the battery. I don't know. It's nice detail. I like it. So let's get that installed there, and I'll show you with the brake booster, and you can see what that looks like. I yanked the firewall out here so I could put this together. The booster's got the little vacuum knob on it there for the, I'm not sure which orientation to put that in actually, whether it goes up or down, left or right, I don't really know. Then of course it's got the master here, and the master has the reservoir, which is also separate pieces. That's pretty frigging amazing, and you can pull the cap out and put stuff in it. So just push those together. I might put a little bit of glue on that. I know the cap will come out. There we go. And it's hollow inside. See? You can actually put brake fluid in it if you want. Actually, I wouldn't recommend brake fluid into this PLA print, but what would you put in there? I don't know. Food coloring and water, maybe? Something like that. There we go. So, I'm going to pull that off. Put this thing together. This is cool. He's got the, like the 4-bolt base on there too. It's nice details. Drop in the screw here. Let me get that started. I think I'm going to just assemble this from all one screw. I was going to say I could put the one set screw in it and screw the brake booster together separately, but I think I'm just going to put it together with all one screw right through the whole firewall and everything. It's probably the best idea. Let's put the vacuum line out to the right for no particular reason. And that just proved to me I need a longer screw, because I think the way that he intended this to work is for the screw to be exactly long enough to fit that perfectly, but I'm adding the thickness of this here, so let me get a longer screw. That's perfect. So I'm going up to a 16, and a 16 should be the exact right size for that. So that's perfect. I'll get that on there, and then get the brake master on there. Oh yeah. Alright, so that looks good. And now I think I'll put this on there. Now check that out. Pretty nice right there. It's pretty nice. Yep. Let me put a little bit of glue on there. And drop in that reservoir for the master. Tiny little bit of CA. Look at that thing. That is awesome. And if we add the battery on there too. It's pretty awesome right there. Love it. Okay, we'll do our final install here. Drop this onto the front of the body, front of the firewall area. I'm not sure if I should glue that or not, because it fits in there really tight right now. You just kind of push it all the way down and it fits all the way across, and it, like, you know, it's perfect. So maybe I won't put any glue on it. Or maybe I'll put a little tiny dot on it just to make sure it doesn't fall out. No, I don't know. Haven't decided. It's really tight, okay? Like, it's really tight. I don't know if you can see right up inside there, there's these two little screw bungs there for the cowl on the vehicle that hold the interior part in. And it's like sitting right on it. I mean, it's perfect. It's tight. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll put a little bit of glue there just to make sure it doesn't fall out, and then drop it back together. Glued. Not much, but enough. So we should be able to put all this right back together here. Ooh, that went easy. Maybe it did need some glue. Okay. Well, look at that. Perfect. Check out that booster position there. That is just gorgeous. And then I'll get the battery in. Oh yeah. This is so great. Maybe I'll put a little bit of glue on the battery base here too. Not much. A little bit. Awesome. Okay, there we are. Now I like to I've had trouble with these things getting all clogged up on top, so after I'm done using it for a bit, I like to wipe it off and then squish all the stuff out of the nozzle. So it's just air. And then when you put the lid on it, it's not actually like clogging the nozzle all the time. That's it. Put my screws back in, and then ready to rock and roll. Thanks for watching. Maybe you can go pick up some VS Customs bits yourself, like maybe some of these little tiny battery clamps to decorate your engine bay. Really cool stuff. Thanks, Tim, for bringing over the parts. Very excited to finally get this thing looking a little better, and cheers. Thanks for watching.